Hey everyone, welcome back to No Cap Finance. Today we're tackling a question that sounds almost unreal at first. Can you realistically turn a small amount of capital, let's say around 100,000, into tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars? At first glance, it feels like a fantasy. Everyone wants it. Everyone dreams about it. But in investing, wherever there's reward, there's also risk. And the truth is simple. In the stock market, the people who earn the most are the people who learned first. That's why today's video is going to be more technical than usual. But don't worry, we're breaking everything down in plain English. Today we're going to cover 6 core concepts that actually matter if you want to build serious wealth. Compounding, mental models, probability theory, startup-style investing, risk management, value investing. If these ideas really click for you, you will gain the same kind of confidence that Warren Buffett had early in his life, long before he was rich, when he famously said, "I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute." So, let's get into it. The billionaire mindset most people miss. Let's start with someone most people outside tech and finance don't really talk about, Paul Graham. He's a self-made billionaire. No inheritance, no lottery ticket. Now, when we hear billionaire, we picture mansions, private jets, luxury cars, homes in multiple countries. And sure, that's all there. But the real difference between billionaires and everyone else isn't lifestyle. It's that they understand how the game of capitalism actually works. Here's a simple example. Let's say you save 30 a day, about 11,000 a year. To reach 1 million, it would take you close to 90 years. To reach 1 billion, you'd need multiple lifetimes. In other words, if you try to get rich with a pure middle-class save more money mindset, even 100 lifetimes wouldn't be enough. So the real question becomes, how does someone make that kind of money in a single 50 to 60-year lifetime? How wealth gets compressed in time. This is where Paul Graham's story matters. The average person spreads their effort evenly across a 30-40-year career. But the average self-made billionaire does something very different. They compress decades of effort into the first few years. They work at full intensity, nights, weekends, zero balance, usually for 5 to 10 years straight, building something scalable. That something is usually a business, what we now call a startup. This is why startups grow faster than traditional careers. Bill Gates used to sleep in his Microsoft office and code non-stop. Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook while pulling all-nighters in his college dorm. But effort alone isn't enough. They also use leverage. Other people's time, employees, other people's money, investors. That's when compounding really kicks in. The reality check. Most things fail. Here's the part most people ignore. Roughly 90% of startups fail. Founders lose years of their lives. Investors lose money. So now, let me ask you a question, and really think about it. The question, imagine you have a chance to invest in a brand new company. There's a 90% chance it completely fails and your money goes to zero. There's a 10% chance it succeeds. And if it does, your money grows at 26% per year long term. Would you invest? Pause the video. Comment yes, no, or maybe, whatever your honest gut reaction is. We'll come back to this. Compounding, the part everyone gets excited about. Before we answer that question, let's quickly explain what 26% annual growth actually means. Compounding means your money makes money. And then that money makes more money. At around 26% per year, your money doubles roughly every 3 years. So 100,000 becomes 200,000, then 400,000, then 800,000, then over 1 million. At that rate, in 10 years, your money grows 10x. In 20 years, 100x. In 30 years, 1,000x. That's how people start thinking. Wait, could 100,000 really turn into $100 million? Now go back to the question, would you invest? Why this is actually a bad investment. When I ran this exact poll, most people said yes. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This is not a good investment. To understand why, you need a concept called mental models. Mental models, how good decisions are made. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's longtime partner, explained this best. He said, investing isn't about working harder. It's about thinking better. Your brain needs tools, mental tools, just like a carpenter needs a hammer and a saw. Those tools include math, percentages, ratios, probability, psychology. Without them, half knowledge becomes dangerous. Probability changes. Everything. Let's talk probability. If you flip a coin once, anything can happen. Flip it thousands of times, and heads and tails settle near 50-50. This is called the law of large numbers. Over time, luck fades and probabilities show up. Now apply that to investing. If one startup has a 10% chance of success and you invest in just one, you're gambling. But if you invest in 30 or 40, probability starts working in your favor. Statistically, 3 or 4 might succeed. Sounds good, right? Not so fast. The math nobody runs. Let's say you invest $10,000 into 30 startups. Total invested, $300,000. After 10 years, 27 fail and go to zero. Through, succeed, and grow 10x. That leaves you with $300,000. You took massive risk and ended up exactly where you started. Even after 20 years, the returns are just okay. After 30 years, they finally look impressive. But most people quit long before that. That's why this strategy looks exciting on paper, but fails emotionally in real life. The real startup winners. Now, here's the twist. The startups that do win often grow at 50%, 70%, even 100% per year in early stages. That's why professional startup investors don't invest in 20 companies. They invest in 100 plus, and they only invest where they have deep expertise. But here's the problem for most people. To do this properly, you usually need millions in net worth. Which brings us to the real question. What if you're starting with regular money? If you're middle class, you're not starting with 10 million. So what's the realistic path? This is where value investing comes in. Benjamin Graham defined investing like this. An investment operation is one which, upon thorough analysis, promises safety of principal and an adequate return. Translation: protect your downside, let upside compound over time. This is the strategy Warren Buffett used to go from a regular investor to a legend. The beauty of value investing is simple. When you're wrong, you lose a little. When you're right, you win big. As Monish Pabri puts it, heads, I win big. Tails, I don't lose much. That's asymmetric risk. Why most people never get there? Most people don't fail because they lack money. They fail because they want shortcuts, chase hype, trade instead of invest, get distracted by news, noise, and entertainment. Wealth building is boring, it's slow, it's serious, and that's why so few people do it properly. Final thought, if you want one takeaway from today, it's this. Charlie Munger said it best. Rule number 1, take a simple idea. Rule number 2, take it very seriously. Treat wealth creation like a lifelong study. Learn timeless principles. Build strong foundations. Understand businesses, not headlines. Control your emotions. If the foundation is weak, you'll spend your whole life reacting to noise and never make real progress. Here at No Cap Finance, the goal is simple. Real knowledge, no hype, no shortcuts. If you want a long-form series breaking down timeless investing principles, from Buffett's letters to real-world application, let me know in the comments. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs it.